Powers. So when we're talking about powers, we're talking about exponents. So exponents represent how many times a number is being multiplied to itself. So here we're looking at this example with 3 to the power of 2. The 3 would be considered our base, and the 2 would be considered our exponent. All right? So what this means, again, how many times the base is being multiplied onto itself. 2 means 3 multiplied by itself twice. And so 3 times 3, what is that? Well, that is 9. That's 9. So hopefully that makes a little bit of sense there, because we're going to move on into some examples. So we're going to look at these examples right here. So we're going to have order the following numbers from least to greatest. We have 4 squared, the square root of 28, 45 over 3, and 2 cubed. Let's get to it. 4 squared. Well, that's the same thing as saying 4 multiplied by itself twice, right? And let me not make that mistake. 4 times 4. 4 multiplied onto itself twice. And that would result in 16. Up next, we have the square root of 28. So remember what that means, the square root. Don't forget it so easily here. The square root of 28 means what multiplied by itself twice equals 28. Yeah, no, it's not a perfect square. You're right. We know that if we had 25, that would be the square root of 5. Be careful there. The square root of 25 would be 5. The square root of 36, that would be 6. So we know that the square root of 28 lies between 5 and 6. You'll just need to take a mental note of that or write that on your paper as you conduct your practice test. So we'll keep that in mind. It's between 5 and 6. Now the 45 over 3. Well, that's 45 divided by 3. In case you didn't know this, that's actually 15. And if you didn't know it, that's fine. You can go ahead and perform some long division really quick. So right over here, you can just go 3 into 45. 3 into 4, that's 1. Subtract 3, because 1 times 3 is 3. We'll have 1. Bring that 5 down. 3 into 15, that's 5. And so we'll get 15 as our result. And so this is 15. 2 cubed, that would be 2 multiplied by itself 3 times. 2 times 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. So we have 16, some number between 5 and 6, 15, and 8. Now we can go ahead and order these numbers from least to greatest, and I'll use green. So we can say that that number between 5 and 6, or the square root of 28, that would come first. Up next, we can see that 15 would come up next. 16 is close, but 15 comes up next. So we'll have that 45 over 3. Oh gosh, don't want to make a mistake. Let me go ahead and backtrack. So over here, we have 2 cubed. Completely missed it, guys. Sorry. We have that 2 cubed. That is 8. And if you caught that while I was doing it, that's a good job. What that means is that you get this. So good. And always look out for my mistakes, because I can make them too during a video. And then up next, we'll have the 45 over 3. And lastly, we'll have that 16, or 4 squared. And there we go. We've successfully ordered these numbers from least to greatest. All right, so hopefully that made a little more sense there. And again, we're going to need to practice this. You can't just see this once and expect to be able to tackle it on the test. It takes practice, because we could be talking about the square root of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, really up to infinity. And obviously, they won't test you on numbers like, what's the square root of 1,600,045? No. They'll try to keep it relatively low, but there are still plenty of scenarios that you're going to want to practice to know.